This is the P&L of the whole portfolio. But again, I have a suspicion that intern was looking at this. So now we can see how
Mm.
adding the deposits kind of shifts. And yeah, this may look fine because you don't lose if the price goes down and you're always in the green. But with the deposit, it flips it a little bit. But yeah, this is another one of now it's slightly negative delta. You would lose on the way down. You have 0.45 exposure of put negative 0.45 ETH of exposure delta, which makes sense. The price went up. We were negative delta. We have a negative P&L.
So overall, it's bearish for both cases here on E.
Exactly. So both positions actually are ultra bearish. One is a call spread. One is a naked call. And even if we have two bearish positions and look at the deposits, we're still bearish, which I think was our initial assumption. So it's nothing to kind of worry about. We have some negative deltas. The max profit to some extent would be if the price were to revisit 1500, and that's fine. Maybe it will. But yeah, it's one of those where we're a bit exposed. But if our assumptions are strong and we hold them, the delta that we see is the delta maybe we want to get. And then we have one ETH of deposits, $300 of USDC as well. Only half of this, maybe a third of this, like 0.45 ETH of exposure. So
So I mean, given that like we don't know if our assumptions are right or wrong, and we don't really want to bet on being right or wrong, since we can always be wrong. Is there anything here we could do to kind of give us a little bit more exposure on the upside as well, in case we're wrong?
yeah, exactly. Again, the directions may be still a valid starting point.
Hmm.
If you see the markets in TradFi going down, you may say I think it's going to go down in crypto. So it's fine to have an assumption. And I personally, I 90% of the time I'm neutral. Sometimes I'm directional to capitalize on these events. And as you say, here, maybe 5 days ago we were in a different environment. If our assumptions change, or we're not so sure, or we want to hedge these deltas again, this is where you add a new position. Again, this is 23% utilization. I would say that comfortably you can go to 30 or 40%. And that means we have some room to play here. We did have a slightly wrong assumption in terms of the price move, but that's not the end of the world. We are earning fees and both of them are still in range.